All right, good morning, guys. This is High Priestess Jamila. So I figured I need to come and do this live real quick. But I wanted to say a couple of disclaimers, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to remind all of you guys that I am almost a 50-year-old woman. I am not slow. I am not delayed developmentally or any of that. Okay, first of all. I've got all my marbles, and so I want to let people know that the only reason why I haven't gotten the much needed break that I've been talking about taking from social media is because of unforeseen circumstances that I am not going to discuss on here. Because to be honest with you, as adults, as human beings, we all have our times where we go through stuff. Everybody does, okay? Until they get to the place where they want to be. Whether or not they're content with it is up to them. Um, what I wanted to get into, though, is the judgment and the gaslighting lately because of made up stuff that people wanted to make up. Um, First of all, we are going to talk about baneful core cuttings. But here's what I want to say. If you're somebody that I know personally and have met, like, you got to stop relating what I speak about in social media to you. If I know you personally, I'm going to come directly to you if I have any kind of issue with you. That I don't go to social media and do subliminals and innuendos towards people. I don't. I'm way too blunt for that. I've always been a very blunt and honest person that knows how to articulate myself and tell people how I feel about them. I don't need to go to social media to do that. So we're going to talk about baneful cord cuttings, but I do want to remind y'all that I am available for readings whenever you want or need them. And I want people to start separating who I really am and why I am really here from all of the mess that's been in social media from codependent people. And you know what? Here lately, people have been gaslighting me a lot. People have been totally unempathetic as far as what is going on. For example, I don't like, open your eyes. I don't have a normal beef with these people. If it was just a beef, it would be nothing. There is an actual smear campaign, which is different than a beef. And yeah, we're all tired of it. My children are tired of it. I'm tired of it. The world is tired of it. And it ain't my fault. So, people can't just say, oh, well, just ignore them. They're saying things about me that can be very damaging to my reputation and my life, not just in social media, but it could actually stop me from getting a real job in real life. The lies and the smear campaign. Okay. So I do understand that that's being used as a tool to get my attention, but I know how to professionally address something and keep it moving. You can't force me to have someone say something about me that is not the truth. You can't force that. And you got to be more empathetic. Somebody making up a huge lie about somebody, that goes beyond an ordinary beef. And my spirits wanted me to say that because trust me, they talking. Also, another thing My children are not to be put on display, nor are they to be gossiped about. I realize that there have been people, for example, a cousin in my family that it's weird that I'm just now finding out that she's ever came to YouTube to snake me. I didn't even realize that my cousin had done that. But um, for example, I had somebody come to me and say, get Jacob in school. Jacob is homeschooled. And you know what? Until I am in a place where nobody knows where we're at, where these stalkers don't know where I'm at, he will continue to be. And he actually enjoys it. He enjoys being homeschooled. Okay. He has no problem with it. I don't usually read people's messages, and I was reading somebody's messages. You got to have empathy. You do realize that the trolls, who are not ordinary trolls, actually have threatened my children's lives, threatened to kidnap Jacob. I take that very seriously. So his safety is very important to me. So, I'm not gonna be dealing with that. It's really, really crazy. And you know what? Whatever it is that people are doing, it has a lot to do. That's why my cousin came on here and hated on me, because people are haters. People are haters. It's sad, but it's the truth. It is. It's sad. By the way, guys, I do still run my business. However, I do work for a psychic hotline as well. So I have a job, actually. I work for somebody else to make ends meet, to fill in. And not that I even should even have to explain that to anybody. Like, it's bizarre how people do that. Okay. So, for example, when I address certain things, like, I don't want my content being used or played by anybody, except for maybe people that are in the same genre, or they may want to have a discussion with me. Like, for example, Jasmine was expressing interest of me coming back to her channel to do a panel with her, and I do plan on doing that very, very soon. But otherwise, beef sectors and stuff like that, I don't want anything to do with that, and I never have and never will. Okay. So it's not an ordinary beef with me. That, I don't know if it's within that group of people, or they're being used for that purpose. I have no idea, and I don't care. All I know is that when somebody is doing a smear campaign against you, that is not an ordinary beef. So I'm just asking for people to tap into their empathetic side to understand, instead of just saying, "Oh, just ignore those people." That's disgusting, the things that are being said, and I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't like how, even though people know that it's not the truth, people still use it to get my attention. And it's sad. Like, I honestly, I the only it just makes me feel very special. I'm a very special person. People don't typically want to just let me go, apparently. So, now, which leads me to the baneful cord cutting. People that hold on to you. Have y'all ever thought about doing cord cuttings that are baneful? And what I mean by that is cutting the cord and working in some kind of baneful attributes in that cord cutting. Make sure that that person, to make it not easy for them to come back, because ask somebody that has been stalked for 10 years. Cord cuttings are important because people in the spiritual community, They will do things to try to get in your energy. They will do things because they, for some reason, they think it's funny or it's cute. So, a person that will not let go, that is possibly exploiting you, trying to feed off of you energetically, trying to attack you, attaching to somebody can be about something other than um, energy harvesting. It can be wanting to be in somebody's energy. So I know for a fact that the internet, phone calls, messages is being used to try to form a connection to a person by untrustworthy people for whatever purpose that they think. Now, I'm the type of person to where I don't need to contact you to curse your ass. I can just curse you. I don't need to get in contact. I don't need to post nothing. I don't need to say nothing. I can just curse you if that's what I want to do. So I'm not really understanding the social media witchery of, trying to make contact with that person. And, I think I heard a Haitian Zoe talking about how people can contact you to send spirits. Eh. Most of us that have psychic gifts can smell a spirit and just banish it. It's like not the bee's knees. Like, I'm sorry. I just, I take the time to contact people that I love and care about. I do have things to do. I do have a life. So I don't do and play childish games like that. But, however, I could see that happening, spirits traveling by phone. I could see the validity behind that. But I think that that can also quickly, like within a second, be alleviated or eliminated. A spirit being sent to you by phone, you know what I'm saying? Or either by the internet, or you could block it out, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, uh people that don't want to let go, people that you need to that you've cut ties with because the connection was very toxic, or that person is very harmful. I think that cord cuttings are definitely good to use for people that are adversaries, not just for, if you want to cut a cord to an ex or something, but for actual people, that for stalkers, for people that are stalking you. Have y'all ever thought about the fact that cord cuttings can be used for that? And they should be. I actually made a cord cutting jar, but I didn't include any. I made that jar probably like 4 months ago, and it helped. Uh, but I didn't include any baneful attributes, elements. I didn't include any baneful elements to it. And I think that if you're dealing with a stalker or an enemy, I think that it should include that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody just will not leave you alone and you have made it clear you don't get along with this person, let's face it, going back and forth with a person that you don't get along with is stupid, in my humble opinion. As an adult, as a grown woman, I think that that's silly. I think that that's silly. Okay. And I think that people that do that, and it's obvious, it's like, come on now. And they always claim that they're not doing it and that you're doing it when we all know damn well that that's not the truth. It should include some kind of baneful element with it. It should. When you're doing your cord cuttings, when you have to cord cut from somebody that won't leave you alone, if you try to form a cord to me or a connection with me, something gonna happen to you. Something bad. Something bad gonna happen to you if you try to form a connection with me. Don't contact me anymore. When somebody says don't contact them anymore, that's called social distancing, and that's for a reason. So I noticed that this live got 2 thumbs up before I even started on it. And so I know that a lot of y'all feeling me on that. Seriously. Like I think that it's an excellent idea along like okay, your freezer spells, your other stuff, whatever it is that you need to do, I would do that as well. But I think that there are some cases where you need to cut the cord from somebody and make it so that if they try to form that attachment to you again, that something bad happens to them. Because people that have those types of problems, people that are very deceptive, people that are very ignorant, or people that are very malignant, they want that connection with you. They actually want that connection with you. You're moving away from them while they're moving towards you, especially if somebody's stalking you. I think that it needs to include some kind of kickback with it, some kind of blowback. Hey, I have told you to go away. I'm doing this cord cutting. Get out of my face right now. And if you come back to me, blase, 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 blue, 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 gonna happen to you. Because I've already told you to leave me alone. And I think that that's where witchcraft can be extremely useful. I mean, people are always down in witchcraft or whatever, but I see Christians all the time caught up in beefs for 10, 20 years. I'm sorry, that's too stressful for me. I don't like extra added stress in my life. I don't like negativity. And it seems like in social media, people are constantly trying to come with the negativity. What's crazy is that stalkers, they actually, like some of these stalkers, what I notice is that they want to be able to stalk people in peace. They want to be able to come on the internet or in real life and they want to be able to stalk you and harass you, and they don't want anybody questioning them about it, let alone you. They want you to be quiet. So just understand that sometimes, I be seeing the result of some kind of spell work or something, to where they doing something to make it so to where if you defend yourself, I mean, my God, if I come on here, I don't come on this channel and say it anymore. I've removed all of that crud. But on my backup channel, where I kind of speak about the stupid stuff that goes on, I will professionally address it and tell the truth about the situation. Okay. So it is so different than just having a beef with somebody. And we all know that it's different. We all know it. Let's stop denying it. Somebody spreading a disgusting, horrific rumor about you is not a beef. It ain't the smoke. That is meant to harm you in horrific ways. And I think as a witch, we have the power to make sure that people that make up lies and rumors about you, that they get hurt, whether or not it's immediately or down the line. Eventually karma is going to bite you in your butt. Okay. So, people need to stop gaslighting me. Like, I've noticed people that I've even considered to be friends gaslighting me. Like, really? Like, which, from what the god of Mercury Hermes tells me is that it's just simply time for me to, spend a couple of days alone, just kind of clearing myself out, you know what I'm saying? Because that's unfortunately the reality of stalkers. That's the reality of people that are doing smear campaigns against you, especially if you're being gang stalked. And you may have to do a baneful, even though you may not even have a connection with that person. You can still cord cut them. Whatever connection they think that they have with you, you can cord cut it. Because they will say your name like they know you. And it's like, it's creepy the way internet stalkers will speak your name, and you would think that, and they don't even, they come on here and call you by childhood nicknames, and that's real weird. They don't even call you by your screen name. That's very weird. You need to address me as High Priestess Jamila. I don't know you. People be Jamila like I'm their woman or their ex-girlfriend or something. It's bizarre. You know what I'm saying? Like, but don't treat me any differently. Like, don't make it socially awkward. I am imploring everybody that is cool with me to please not do that, because that aspect of it makes me feel uncomfortable. And until you know how it feels to have someone lie on you and do a smear campaign against you, which I hope, I would never wish that on you. I would never want anybody to go through that, because you know what? Clearly, I went through it because I'm strong enough. Everybody ain't strong enough for that. So it is what it is. Okay. At the end of the day, it's sad that you can be a very loving and patient and forgiving person, and people just bring out the dang on devil in you. And that's the way it is sometimes. Nobody is supposed to be a kick toy. Nobody is supposed to have a kick me sign on them. Does that mean that I'm going to go and be violent? Nope, I'm not that type of person. I don't want the stress or the inconvenience. No, I don't. Okay. But I just want people to know how I truly feel about that. And then being non empathetic. Like, if you've got people stalking and threatening you, you're going to pay attention to them. And thank the goddess that y'all don't have that going on. I'm glad you don't. But sadly, I do, and I have. And I've seen people threaten. I've seen sick, unknown trolls threaten to kidnap my kid. And I don't set myself up for tragedy. And that doesn't mean that my kid shouldn't be with me. You know, we kind of know that that's sort of the idea that the gang stalkers have, is that they want me to lose everybody and everything that I love. It's kind of like their play. It's their play, which they don't realize they playing with the wrong person. I am a Leo ascending, and I don't play those games with people. I'll just bite your head off. And I understand the current agenda and status quo, in particular in social media, is for Black people and indigenous people to live up to some kind of stereotype or statistic. But I can promise you that I will defile, and always have defiled, all of that. So, I think that, that being said, sometimes when people say stuff to me, it makes me give them the side eye if I even have to defend myself. But then again, I'm a very patient and understanding person. I'm not the type of person to, like, hate a person. Like, I'm not going to hate you forever. It's just that I noticed that, and you may have been in that energy at that time. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to handle my business. I'm still going to handle it, because that is a messed up thing to say about somebody. That is messed up, especially when it's not the truth at all, when you're doing a smear campaign. And for some reason, that is very triggering for a lot of people. And I don't care. I don't care if it's triggering for you. I don't care if doing a smear campaign against me gave you some kind of healing feeling. I don't care. You need to go and heal some other type of way, because I feel like a lot of people will try to hurt you to heal themselves, and I'm not the person that did anything to you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not nobody's scapegoat. I'm not gonna be the scapegoat for your nasty uncle or whoever, your father or whatever. I'm not. No. Okay. So, but yeah, that's pretty much just FYI to anybody that is on this channel that may be new. There's been an ongoing smear campaign against me for 10 plus years. I know exactly where it comes from. It don't even really come from anybody in social media. I can't even discuss where it comes from. That's for me to know and for them to find out. But I will give you a hint: empty cedars. That's all I will say, is that they're empty cedars. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I think that core cuttings, and I'm glad I'm talking about this now, because we're at a waning crescent. So we just passed through a full moon, and we'll be going to a new moon in the next week or so. So I think that with that dark moon, I think that them core cuttings with Bane, people that just won't go away. It's like, what? And they act like you in the movie The Creep Show. Thanks for the ride, lady. That lady in that movie, I watched The Creep Show like a few nights ago. And that lady actually ran that dude over, so she was actually wrong. I ain't you probably ain't did nothing to these people, and they just won't stop coming at you. And I can tell you why they're doing it. I'm not going to say publicly why you're being gang stalked. I'm not going to say that. I'm not at liberty to discuss that. But if you want to know why, I'll tell you. I'll give you all of the information as far as what you need to know about why you're being gang stalked. And it's sick. It's the sickest thing ever. Okay. And so those are things that you can do that are self-care. Okay. People that are doing that don't have to do it. They don't have to do it. Rather, they are at some point making a choice to do that. So if they had some kind of kickback or blowback from constantly trying to connect with you, because let's face it, when they come up in your inbox on Facebook behind troll accounts, they're trying to form some kind of connection to you because they are obsessed with you. When they tagging you in posts, when they constantly talking about you, they are trying to form some kind of connection with you. And for me, another thing that I want people to empathize with me about is that I am very telepathic. Okay. So there's a reason why people say, keep my name out your mouth. As a telepath, I totally understand that, because I hear people when they talking about me. I sense and pick up on when people are thinking about me. And you know what? If it's a malignant person, I don't like it. And they can convince themselves all day and night, all up and down the street, that you're the one. But in reality, we know nobody wants to be connected to a cantankerous, negative, irritating person that just won't stop. They just can't stop. You know what I'm saying? They've noticed how you completely ignore them, don't say nothing to them, and they're just constantly coming at you. Whether or not they're doing it subconsciously or on purpose, I think it all comes from the subconscious personally. But for whatever reason that they're doing it, doesn't really matter. The point is that that person needs to abscond about your energy, and they need to quit trying to form an attachment to you, which is What coincidentally, what internet gang stalkers will do is they will do a smear campaign just so that they can form a connection with you, which is very sick, you know. So for me, it's nothing. It's not a stressful thing, but when I notice that it starts stressing out the people around me, I will pull back. But I'm sorry, when it comes to the smear campaign and things, sexual lies being told about me, I'm gonna speak up about that because that's wrong as hell. And I don't know if it's making people feel uncomfortable that I'm doing that. I'm sorry if it makes you feel uncomfortable. You have every right to not watch it. You have every right to not listen to it because trust me, I don't even want to. You know what I mean? Like, you don't, I wouldn't, I've never asked anybody to fight my battles for me. I've never asked anybody to do anything for me. Let me handle that situation the way that I know how, you know. And it just, people will try to act as if when you say I'm a high priestess, that leaves you wide open, and it doesn't. People seem to think that priestess is related to a priest of a church, and no, it's totally different. Totally. If you're a high priestess of Hecate, you would be a dark high priestess. I'm not running around here claiming to be a woman of the cloth, you know, or some kind of nun type, you know. But then again, at the end of the day, you know, I don't want to be bothered with stuff like that because it's silly to me. So think about that. Like, don't do no baneful cord cutting on me. Some people, some people are delusional. They'll stalk you and claim that you're stalking them. And then they fuck around and find out. Especially when you've publicly stated. See, stalkers can't say this. Stalkers can't say, hey, I don't want an interaction with you. Please stop contacting me. Stalkers can't say that. Somebody that's trying to hold on to you, they're not going to say that. They're not going to say that. Not a stalker. Somebody has blatantly said, hey, I don't want anything to do with you. Leave me alone. You can't argue with that because the stalker can't say it. They can't say, hey, leave me alone, because we all know that they're just going to end up looking crazy. Like, nah, we know that you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, people know. It's like, okay, we'll let that person be in their delusion. I don't personally let people stay in their delusions. I have to be honest with people. I can't do that. Mm-mm. So, I think that when you're cord cutting from somebody, especially if it's somebody that you met, I guess even if it's one or two times, I don't see how somebody that you met one or two times can form an attachment to you. I have no ideas. I have no ideas how that happens. I've never had that happen. Hey, maybe it's because I'm from KC Mo, the show me state. That is really highly frowned upon where I'm from. When somebody says bye bye, that means bye bye, and you will get literally hung by the community. Don't nobody like stalking and people continuously talking about a person that wants nothing to do with them is very highly frowned upon where I'm from. Maybe it's different in other places. For me, it's from where I'm from, it's very unacceptable to try to keep an interaction with somebody that wants nothing to do with you. That's just, so y'all might want to think about that, maybe make them get extreme diarrhea or something. You don't have to do anything evil like death or whatever, but I'm not even gonna lie to you. If somebody was threatening my life, like literally, like, I've gotten phone calls before, people threatening my children, and I've got the voicemails downloaded. You know, but in that case, I think that, asking for that person to perish would be okay. But, if it's somebody that's just being annoying, that kind of really isn't a bodily threat or hasn't threatened you. And now I'm going to tell you something. Some of the stuff, like basically, if you're being gang stalked, you may want to look into a cord cutting, and it may have to be baneful, is what I'm saying. Okay. Because people are not going to learn to leave you alone until you assert yourself. And all that cockamamie caca going around saying your spells don't work and all that stuff, hun, God works. The gods work. So I don't even want to hear that mess. I've already said it 10,000 times that I am not God. I can say that I'm a goddess, you know what I'm saying, which is okay. But in reality, we're flesh and bone and blood. Okay. So, if it's a situation like that, that's something that needs to be handled. So I've never said that I was God, never claimed to be God, ain't trying to be God. So a situation like that ain't got nothing to do with no spell. You heard me? So, maybe y'all might want to try that. Let me know if you guys see what I'm talking about. You can leave a message in the comments. That's pretty much it, what I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I should have gotten a break from social media months ago, and it looks like the universe did not want that yet. So it ain't time for that yet, apparently. And I'm not in social media that much anyway. If y'all notice, you know, I put up readings. And of course, when I put up readings, there's a bunch of hoopla in social media, which I don't care about. It's ridiculous. Like if people notice it's a pattern, whenever I put up a video, people are responding, people are making some kind of accusation towards me. It's ridiculous how childish people can be. But I'm still here. But then again, I'm not here. And you guys are welcome to contact me at any time. In the meantime, I stay logged in. I actually work for a psychic hotline. I actually like it because I can make very good money for literally minutes of my time per day. Seriously, it's nice. So, but I want people to stop being in judgment of me, and don't judge me, judge the stalkers. I don't need advice, the stalkers need advice. And since apparently people are too intimidated by them to say anything, then let me say it. Because I'm not intimidated by a stalker. I'm not. I'm sorry. I just call me the wolf. I'm crazy like a wolf. Okay. Because be afraid of who? Why should anybody be afraid of anybody? I don't live like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't live my life in fear of anything or anybody. So I'm here, and I guess I can, it's obvious that the stalkers and stuff, they want to oppress people. It's sick, it's sad. How they just really try to use this negativity to, get their way with people, and it ain't gonna never work on me. I'm not gonna ever agree nor conform. So I guess we have a problem here, serious problem. Because I don't have to agree or conform to anybody's anything. Okay. So, maybe, and let's face it, especially if it's in social media, those people are trying to form a connection to you and keep a connection to you. But why? Is it to get on your nerve? Is it to energy harvest? Is it just because they don't have nothing else to do? They're bored, they're obsessed. It doesn't matter. Cord cuttings, and like I said, I even did a cord cutting jar. And I think the missing element of doing cord cuttings, because you can actually do them daily. Somebody, like, you can actually take a cord, and somebody that's harassing you daily or vexing you daily, you can actually do little tiny rituals. I don't like doing that, you know what I'm saying? Because that denotes a daily struggle, and somebody else's illness or problem shouldn't be a daily struggle for nobody else. Like, that's insanity. Okay. But what I was gonna say is that I think that if you add some bane to those cord cuttings, that them people will learn, especially if they're a psychic vampire. I think that if psychic vampires got that work to where it's like, okay, the cords are cut, blah blah blah, and if you try to form another cord to me, something gonna happen to you, something bad. And I think that it should. There are some people that are always like love and light. I don't do, I do love and light for my peeps that I get along with, for my peoples. They get love and light. Somebody that's harmful to you, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Just stop letting people kick you around. There are some people that are that prototype. I'm not. Now I think people sometimes have these fantasies of you in their mind that ain't real. And a lot of people think they know you based upon what someone else said about you, but they actually don't know you, because people lie. People lie. Okay. A lot. Okay. So, anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section, though, about doing a baneful cord cutting. Like I would say, if you're going to do something like that, just ask your spirit guides and actually divinate it. What can I do to this person? Like, how far can I go with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally have the renowned demonic protection from death. Anybody that means me and my loved ones any harm, or trying to kill us, or tries to murder us with magic, or tries to physically harm us with violence, they gonna get that work. They not gonna be able to touch. They not gonna be able to touch. They gonna have, that's, it's only gonna happen to them. Period. Pooh. That's it. Okay. But some people are like, well, I don't want to hurt nobody, but that person wants to hurt you. Like, I never understood people that thought like that. Like, if a person wants to harm you, and trust me, I've seen plenty of people die and get murdered over witchcraft. It's the secret. It's something that is done in the dark. I see a lot of people dying and getting sick and being murdered due to black magic, baneful magic. We don't like to say black magic. We like to say baneful magic, because black magic denotes that black is evil. You know what I'm saying? But so baneful magic. Anyway, and I think that that's what people should focus on working on, especially if it's somebody that's very malignant. It's not somebody that you care about, or that you even could care about. Let's face it, some friendships have always been toxic, but some of them just turn into, something that you don't want to even think about. And I think it's irresponsible for adults. You're very irresponsible, in my humble opinion, for you to, go. Don't you have anybody depending on you? Don't you have something else better to do? with your time. So we got that new moon coming up. I think we're probably at about 80 something percent now and waning. And I think that people should do it. I think that you should, because otherwise, people, like, if you notice, they're stalking and they're laughing about it and they think it's funny. And even though it looks weird and they look goofy, they look real stupid and goofy, real dumb, real dumb and pointless. It looks stupid, right? But for some reason, there are sick people, especially in social media, that seem to be entertained by that. Ew. The hell is that? Like, anyway, what I do is I talk about it and I don't think about it afterwards until, And I was talking about yesterday morning how YouTube needs to stop people that you have blocked from tagging you in posts. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to talk to you. But for some reason, YouTube, and I'm wondering if that's a conspiracy. Is that like some kind of conspiracy? Like YouTube, are you trying to pit people against each other? Like, what's up? We already had like a little sacrifice with that one dude that was murdered for stupid reasons. Like, don't be an empty seater. Have control over your spirit. Have control over your mouth. There are some people, I recognize them as sacrifices. They're just possessed. If you got two people that don't get along with each other and they end up killing each other, or one person ends up unaliving the other person, that's kind of crazy. Like, it makes you go, why would somebody throw their lives away? Now we got somebody coming in here gaslighting me. Why are you asking me these questions? First of all, number one, it is because he doesn't have the DVR on his thing. And then number two, didn't he take his live down? Didn't he take his live down? He took his live down. Why are y'all even coming over here with this? Okay, because of her, I guess. Because of her. Okay. She's irrelevant in the spiritual community, just FYI. You think you can come over here and continuously talk to me when I'm speaking about something else? No, it's not weird, though. You're weird. You're weird. You're weird. Very weird. And you think about things that you don't need to think about. First of all, how am I going to flag somebody that took the live down? How you going to flag something that's not there? Why are you coming in here talking to me about specific people when I'm having this discussion? Those people are not actually relevant to be bringing up their name. Those people are nameless to me. So you're purposely like, don't y'all get enough views over there in your weirdness? Why you got to come on here and try to put y'all names in people's consciousness? Nobody over here wants to talk to y'all or about y'all. If I wanted to talk about that, I would have went to the other channel and spoke about that. I haven't specifically mentioned any names in this live at all. Anyway, y'all can't, that group can't sabotage me. The reason why I didn't flag him is because he took the live down. How are you supposed to flag something that has been removed? I'll wait. And I want to say this, maybe some of y'all need to stop watching those people, because it seems like they want to put ideas in your head that actually work. For you to ask me that stupid question is kind of stupid and ridiculous. I'm keeping it real with you. Like, I'm just saying. And then I flagged him plenty of times. I flagged him a lot. In fact, I can actually show you the proof of where I flagged him. See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all come up with something in y'all mind. How am I supposed to know that they were doxing me? I don't watch them all the way through. I was not watching nobody that was doxing me. And how are they going to dox me? They don't know where I'm located. How you going to flag somebody for that? What are you going to flag? Is it copyright? If somebody's sharing a document of you, how do you flag that? For privacy? First of all. Second of all, I didn't see that. I don't sit. Listen, let me say this. Let me say this to you, hon. I don't sit and watch them. Ralph, even Ralph, I saw that he was using my content. I saw that Ralph was using my content and violating my copyright, and I simply flagged for copyright. This is not a black sector channel. The black sector is not YouTube. They don't have nothing to do with YouTube, first of all. But just while we're mentioning it, goodness gracious, I'm so sick of y'all. I don't like y'all. I don't always watch him. I don't always watch him. I don't watch those people. Even you watch those people. Y'all watch those people. I don't watch that. I personally feel like it's giving people brain damage. I don't watch those people. Well, I'm sorry that you're outraged about it. I'm sorry that maybe you should stop giving that dude so much power over you, hon. Maybe you should stop giving him all that power over you. I'm going to say it again, but slower. When I realized that Ralph was using my content, I simply flagged him. I did not watch his entire live stream. I don't sit and watch anybody in that group, and that is a fact. I don't want to hear it. Who the hell wants to see? You got to be mentally insane to want to sit and listen to the same crap over and over again. It's not entertaining for me. It's not something that I would want to watch. If he's using my content all the time, I don't see it. I don't see him doing it unless somebody mentions it to me. And I don't even want people mentioning that to me all the time. Sometimes I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered with that dude. Don't you understand that? Like, are you confused? Are you confused about this? Do you not understand that I don't watch him all the time? I have not watched, whether or not it's here or on Rumble. I don't watch him anywhere. In fact, when he went over to TikTok, I blocked him immediately on TikTok. I don't watch that dude or follow him. You're assuming that just because some of these ghetto trolls females like to watch him, that I do, and I don't. I'm so sorry that that dude has programmed your mind in that way. Like, that's sad. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't ever tell anybody that. That, my friend, is an embarrassment to allow somebody with an IQ of 10 to program your damn mind. How am I supposed to know? I'm not entertained by that dude. I don't even like him. I don't like anything about that dude. Nothing. Nothing. Now, if somebody come to me and say, hey, so-and-so, yesterday when I realized that Ralph was live using my content, it was literally my intuition. And sure enough, I went over there and the dude was using my content and I flagged him. I flagged him and closed it out and did something else. I don't know how to stay focused on things that I don't like. I don't know how to do that. I don't care about that group of people like that. Y'all care. Y'all sit and watch all day. Y'all sub to all of them. I don't like any of them. In fact, a lot of the lives that I've been doing, any of the ones that I've been doing on my other channel, has simply been because of wall posts. I've been doing lives based upon the crap that they posting on their walls. But to sit for 2 or 3 hours and watch that and listen to that crap, you are out of your mind. Out of your mind. I would never, and I have never, not in the 10 years that this crazy, stupid crap has been going on, would I ever sit through a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hour Black Sector show. No, I wouldn't. And I've never done it. Never. I put that on my life. And I'm not going to put it on my kids. Because y'all be like, put that on your kids. Fuck you. I ain't putting nothing on my kids. I'm saying to you right now that I don't listen to that crap. It doesn't matter where I live. And I'm still a better person than you. You listen to the Black Sector, you're an idiot. Bye. Nothing is more embarrassing than an idiotic person that listens to the Black Sector. You're stupid. You are stupid. Congratulations, you're dumb. If you listen to that Black Sector, you don't have all your marbles. It is something wrong with you, and then especially if you get emotional about it. I've had them doing a smear campaign against me for years, and I ain't never been emotional about it. Hell, I wasn't even emotional about the fake friend that snaked me for that group. I wasn't even emotional about that shit. You choose whether or not you let shit bother you, and I don't let it bother me. So yeah, I don't care what you doing. I don't care who you are. You can have the highest honors or the highest. You can live in a damn mansion. If you watching that Black Sector, you need to be embarrassed and you're not very smart. Also, another thing, y'all should know this, that I'm going to say this before I go, and I'm probably going to come back and redo this live because, of course, these grown adults who need everything to be about them and their mental problems. There is a very good reason why I'm still in Georgia, and I'm not going to divulge why, but let's just say this. I should be back home with my family. Why am I not back home with my family? Huh? Could it be because of corrupt people? Mm-hmm. You know, so I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to argue with any of you people. And nobody is really allowed to speak to me about that crap. Y'all the one that's obsessed with that crap. I don't see how y'all do it. I bet you when you end up in the hospital of a heart attack or a stroke or a brain aneurysm, I bet you gonna learn your lesson then, ain't you? Yeah, oh yeah. Probably not. Probably not. All that negativity, that crap gonna kill y'all. All that negativity is gonna take your butts out. I can promise you. I gotta go because I'm going to get me some coffee. It's coffee time, so I gotta go. Okay, but I don't know what to tell y'all. What do y'all think, that just because Cat Smith watches them that I watch them? No, and see, that's what's wrong with a lot of the Black men in that group. They think that just because some dusty white woman watches this shit, I'm not interested in you ignorant Negroes like that. I'm not interested in anything, especially the bomb. Especially the bomb. And I can tell you a bomb fan or something because you calling him LA like it's the bomb. Correct yourself. It's the bomb. I don't listen to the bomb. I don't have any interest in what the hell he got to say. Never have. And have been telling him the same thing consistently for well over 10 years. Have only used him to counteract somebody that I was pissed off about and will never do that again. Never, ever, 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 ever in my life. Ever, 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 ever will ever do that again. Ever, ever. Okay? And that's sad that he's a 50-year-old man and that's his, that's his greatest joy is for me to be in his chat. That's why I don't go in his chat and I don't talk to him. He's sick. You talking to me about a stalker. That dude literally needs to be in prison. The bum needs to be in prison. Like you talking to me about a criminal, like, and over here really emotional about it. Like you talking about somebody that if I saw in person, I would immediately fire upon them. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I do not like those people, man. I'd rather sit here and watch a back-to-back marathon of True Blood. I'd rather sit and watch American Horror Story. And I've heard them say, I know that this sector is addictive. How? How the fuck? Really? Addicted to who? A drug addict? Like no, thank you. No, thank you. I'd rather sit over there and watch what's that dude's name? He talks about Omar Johnson, Omar Jackson, Omar Johnson, Umar Johnson, Umar Jackson. What's that dude's name? I don't know why I can't think of his name. The kind of light skinned red bone man. He was married to he's always talking about positivity. Hell, I'd rather go over there and watch him stalk Umar Johnson. Hell, that's more interesting. Don't nobody want to sit and watch a bunch of ignorance. I be feeling like I'm losing brain cells. I'm too intelligent for that. I'm sorry. It is what it doesn't matter if I live in a hotel, extended stay, an apartment, a house, or a mansion. Why would I waste my life listening to that crap? No. It's not even anything. The storyline is stupid. What they talk about is stupid. They say the same thing over and over again, and it just sounds stupid. It's not going to elevate anybody, it's not going to heal anybody. In fact, it's just concentrated ignorance that I'm not interested in. And I have no reason to be embarrassed about about living in a hotel. You not what are you gonna you gonna make me buy a house down in Georgia by saying that? uh I'm here for a reason. I'm not gonna divulge that what I want to say. I'm not saying anything else about it. Where I live, when I'm moving, where I'm going, it's none of your business. Okay, and some of you trolls need to lose the use of your fingers. For real, I don't like you. That is not how you spell my name. What's up, Jamila? Jamila. What's up, Adam? Yeah, I don't do that sector. Okay. So I have no way of knowing whether or not, and then the troll is asking me a question. Like I'm about to sit there and watch the bomb just so that I can catch him using my content. You're not gonna fucking do that to me. You're not gonna do that to me. Mm-mm. You're not gonna do that to me in my life. I would never. So I gotta sit and watch him and do this. No. Just in case he uses my content. No. Because he's just going to create another channel and do the same thing. And hell, I'm supposed to spend 2, 3, and I didn't flag Ralph until he was done with his live. Because it's kind of difficult to get the timestamps when a person is live. You have to calculate it and stuff. That's too much damn effort. But I did flag him. And yes, I do still have that live. It's on private. Okay. So he either gonna take it down or shut up and quit involving me in your stupid beefs. I don't want to be bothered with it. And before it ever hurts me or my loved ones, you can be 6 feet under before it ever hurts me and the people that I love. Y'all dropping like flies in that sector because y'all always stressed out and emotional over some dumb stuff. It's so dumb. That would be just like the other day. I got this stupid, crazy person called my phone one morning behind the um AI voice talking about, I'm going to use your little bastards as target practice. Like I'm about to get stressed out over that shit. I ain't about to get stressed out over that. I know you ain't going to do nothing to my children. So I ain't got to worry about nothing. Trust me, you would literally cease to exist. You ain't doing nothing to my children. I can promise you that. But you get your butt cursed is what you can do for even threatening my babies. Why in the hell would I hang around with a bunch of people that do sick, stupid stuff like threaten kids? I already know what y'all future is like. Jail or dead or hell. Jail or hell. That's where you're going. I'm already your prison warden, apparently. But I work for free. I work for free, unfortunately. I don't get paid for dealing with that sector at all. At all. Y'all mean nothing to me. You bring me nothing. You provide me nothing. I've never once gotten paid to roast y'all, and I've never really roasted anybody except when I was playing around with somebody else. That was just for jokes, for play. But other than that, I don't care about that stuff. I'm not trying to be the top roaster. I'm not trying to win the roast award of 2025. I don't understand why people don't get that. Like, that's just weird to me. And I just, even though we're dealing with mentally ill people, I just make sure that it don't affect my brain. It's just it. Because people be like, and I got a wrench. I be like, okay. I got a wrench. I'm so happy that you accomplished that. Goodness gracious. Who sent you so I can send you back? Okay. Because what in the hell? I swear to God. Anyway, let me go down here and get this coffee, y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Okay. I know y'all like to hear me talk about it because I'm the only one that talks like I have good sense, and I'm so good at telling somebody about themselves. But right now I'm dealing with a lot as far as my endeavors. I'm working a job and paying and working my business, and so I've never had time. I've never had time. I think that I started taking more interest in it in 2020 after I moved into that house where I was paying all that rent. That's when I kind of started paying attention. But y'all not the enemy. Y'all just empty seaters. Y'all not the enemy. Y'all ain't got no power. Black sector don't have no power. They don't. They would like to have it, but they just don't. Okay. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. They can lie on people. And what's in a lie? All I gotta do is come on here and say, well, it's not the truth and blah 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 and keep it moving. It's not a big deal. Like, who gives it? Who cares? I personally think that it's got to be either emotional problem or drug problem for somebody to be that cray cray every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just insanity. Like I've had my times where I've came on here and went the hell off on them. That was years ago, and that was because I was being swatted. People are cray cray. All right, y'all, but let me get up out of here. I'm a redo my baneful core cutting because the a lot of y'all trolls that are in that sector, y'all gonna have to get over Jamila. I said it's okay for y'all to pretend that I'm dead. It's okay for you to pretend that I died. And I'm still gonna be alive. Cause y'all just want me to be a part of that. And I'm like, no, no, no. Okay. And you know what? I know how to help people. Yeah, y'all need a subconscious mind flush is what y'all need. Y'all need to flush y'all mind and get all that gutter out of y'all mind. Y'all got a dirt. It's gutter. Y'all got all that guttery stuff in y'all mind and stuff. Y'all just feed yourself. See, y'all feed yourself with that negativity all day, every day. That ain't good. I'm pretty sure that a lot of y'all, before y'all ran into that group, that a lot of y'all probably did have a life that you enjoyed previously, and that's sad. Like that falls and rests on the content creators that continuously make garbage entertainment for y'all to look at, because it's garbage in my opinion. All right, y'all, have a good day.